Hi guys, so in my last video I managed to get the bike started. I got the bike idling, and I managed to get it to idle up to temperature with the fan coming on, and that was all because I fixed the AIC thermal valve. Then then I took it for a test drive, and it was about a 20-kilometer ride. On the way out she rode very nicely, very smooth, and on the way back I started to sound like I was on 2 cylinders, and well, 3 cylinders, and then on 2, and then she just cut out on me. So, engine very bad. What I've now done is, I ended up taking the motor out. I first did a compression test. I found out that on cylinder 3, I had no compression. So, after that, I checked shims. I did a whole shim chart, replaced a couple of shims. Everything was then within spec. Did a compression test again. It made no difference. So next thing was take the engine out. So now what I'm going to do today is I'm going to split the motor and see what's going on. In cylinder 3 we're assuming there could be a dropped valve, there could be a cracked sleeve, there could be damage to the piston, I don't know. Could be anything that's losing compression. So let's open up and see what's going on. When splitting the motor, make sure to put your bike's timing locks in place. So what you're going to do here is you're going to turn the motor so your T mark hits the mark on the case here. This is the Honda's timing setting. So now my timing mark should be in place. They are not, which means I need to turn another 180 degrees, another 360 degrees. There we go. T mark is in place. My inlet mark is on point, and my exhaust valve mark is on point. So now the motor is correct, and we can start stripping further. Now remember, when removing these bolts, always do it in a crisscross pattern. Otherwise you could bend your camshafts if you loosen just the one side and the camshaft shoots up. So everything needs to come up in a perfectly even manner. Now we're going to remove the head bolts, again in a crisscross fashion, so that we don't, so that the motor can come up easily. Alright, so let's take a look at our engine. So this is cylinder 3. As you can see, it was burning very hot. It's a lot lighter than the others. Cylinder 1 had good compression. 2 had semi-decent, but they tend to leak across if the 1 is damaged. And then 3 also had good compression. So we can see here that there is a problem, but this head still looks good. This head doesn't look like a problem. Inside the motor, obviously cylinder 3 is the problem. And as you can see here, we've got a crack and a hole in cylinder 3. There we go. It's easy to see. The whole sleeve is busy. It's completely damaged. Cylinder 4. 2. Then 2's got some damage on the inside. Let's turn the motor. Okay, so look here. Cylinder 4 looks good. Cylinder 1 looks good. Very little ball marks. Very little scratch marks. Note it turns quite nicely. Right, so that's that. That's my damaged cylinder 3, and the reason why this motor's always had a bit of a noise on it. There was clearly something going on here. The motor always had a bit of a noise, had a bit of a miss, and that was clearly the issue. Right, so I've got my job cut out for me. I'd have to find a new motor or a new casing, sub-assembly. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, this bike's a bit of a paperweight. I don't know what's going to happen next. I'll go run the numbers, go do some maths, go speak to some people. Hopefully I can find a sub-assembly or just find a casing and we can rebuild this motor. I can't do that. That will definitely go to the mechanic. But yeah, we'll see what happens next. Alright guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens next. I don't know what's going on, but somehow, let's see. Maybe this bike gets on the road. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it gets scrapped for parts. Tune in again soon. And yeah, like, subscribe, share, do what you gotta do, ring that bell icon, and shit. We'll see what happens next with this thing. Thanks for watching, guys.